Let's make it a good day.
Coming up today, does Carol Baskin have 9 lives on Dancing with the Stars? Find out who went home in the hot dish. Then, what's it like to open a new restaurant in the middle of a global pandemic? We're taking you to 2 new spots, Serdic's Sidebar and Wood-Fired Cantina.
I think we were naive about the flip side of that coin.
And a new documentary on Netflix stopped me in my tracks when it came to social media. Ooh, my goodness. I'm clicking the like button on The Social Dilemma. Here we go.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day. Oh, no matter what they say. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Good morning, everybody. We are live from our studios in the Eden Prairie. It's the Jason Show. I'm Jace. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for being here. Yeah. Please welcome my sidekick sister from another mister and another sister. It's Kendall right over there. Good morning.
All the misters and all the sisters.
All the misters and all the sisters in the land.
All of them.
How you doing?
I'm doing really well. I can't help it. I'm always bouncing over here to that song.
I know,
After
it's so
the
good.
intro, I look ridiculous, but whatever.
I want to give a shout out, photographer Eric. We call him Basement Dweller now. I always give him shout outs. I want to give a shout out to Rob King, who's editing from Eau Claire, which I love. It's a little fun fact. Rob King, let me just take a moment here. You want to talk about dedication and sometimes nutter butterness in the best way. Rob King has worked at Channel 9. Jeff, how long has Rob worked here? 30 years? Probably 30 years. Rob King has worked for 30 years. And he lives in Eau Claire and is driven into work every day of those years. Yeah. Except 2020. He's the one happy that he doesn't have to drive in. But that's dedication. I've worked with Rob from my first day at Channel 9. But anyway, I bring him up because he edits the little opens that you see, like we call them cold opens that teases what's ahead. He always does a good job. So I wanted to give him a shout out. But how was your, anything fun last night? Did you do anything?
We went on a big walk.
Oh.
Isn't that what like a lot of people did yesterday? It was so nice
It was
out.
84, except producer Jeff. He doesn't get outside. He doesn't like humans. But
No.
yeah, it was beautiful. It was like summer.
It was gorgeous. It's gonna be gorgeous again tonight.
Yeah, we went to a new restaurant that's coming up in a little bit that I loved. I can't wait to tell you about it. I can't. Hey, but a few minutes ago, I do this show, and then my other job, I'm the morning drive guy over there with my buddy Alexis at My Talk 107.1. We do Jason and Alexis in the morning. And my radio station for 10 years has done our big charity events called Project Down and Dirty, where they make us do goofy things like we did a play one year, we did a musical, we joined a rock band, I joined the military. I don't know why that elicited. Yeah, I did. I did boot camp.
I don't remember that one.
Believe me, I tried to get out of it. I asked and told. I was like, Anyway, this year it was announced. We didn't think we were going to do one. We are going to do one, even in quarantine, and it's called Project Down and Dirty Classic Radio Drama. So what we're going to do is, this is awesome, actually. I have to hand it to the bosses. So October 30th is the anniversary of the legendary radio broadcast of War of the Worlds by Orson Welles. Oh. So we are going to recreate that radio broadcast on that night, on the anniversary. We're all going to be playing different parts. It's basically like a radio play, but it's being rewritten in a comedic way. We're going to have music, and each of us will play a part. Cool. And we're going to be going socially distant into our studios and recording our parts over, I think, 4 or 5 days. And then on Friday the 30th, we'll present it. There'll be a paywall, and all the money will be going to each show does a different charity, and I'm thrilled. My show is working to raise money for Little Brothers Friends of the Elderly, which pairs folks with elderly folks to help loneliness. Like on my radio show, we talk to which I should get her on this show too. Her name is Liz, and we talk to her every Tuesday. You want to talk about a wise woman? We're dodo birds compared to Liz. The amount of wisdom I get in one segment from Liz, but we talk to her every week, and that's what the program's all about. So, and in this time when we're all feeling alone in our own ways, senior citizens are feeling very alone if they don't have any family. So that's why I love this program. So it's gonna be fun.
That'll be cool. My sister used to do that, Friends of the Elderly. And
Oh,
yeah,
really?
She said it was hilarious because the lady half the time would be like, I just don't want to talk right now.
Oh, yeah.
They're just so straightforward. Don't care at all.
Not my Liz. My Liz will tell you all about yourself. She's nuggets of every Tuesday, nuggets of wisdom. I absolutely love her. So
That's awesome.
for more information, go to mytalk1071.com. And as we get closer, I'll tell you about it because obviously we'll be covering it here on this show. Okay, speaking of the show, let's get started. It's time for the hot dish. Roll it. I don't know why I was going so fast on that one. First up, week 2 of Dancing with the Semi-Stars aired last night, another special night. And we saw our first celeb booted, kicked to the curb. But before we recap, it's time for our FCC-mandated spoiler alert animation. Here we go. Feel the paperwork out? No more problems. There was drama last night as former Bachelorette Kaitlyn Bristow tweaked her ankle before the show, and no one knew if she'd be able to compete. But she did, and the judges loved it. Here are a few of the top dancers. Look at this.
I hope you dance. I hope you dance. This is getting heavy. Can you hear the bass boom? I'm ready. Life is sweet as honey. Yeah, this beat cha-ching like money. Disco overload. I'm into that. I'm good to go. I'm time up. You know I glow up. Hey, so let's go. Ooh, there's something about the way she moves. I can't figure it out. There's something about her.
Yeah, that was Kaitlyn, Neve Schulman from Catfish, Sky Jackson, and our buddy Alan Burston. Now, Sky and Alan impressed the judges last night. They had a few slip-ups, but they still survived the night. Now, when it came down to the elimination, it was between two stars, Carol Baskin and former NBA All-Star Charles Oakley. Now, I'll give you one guess on who the judges, decided to save. Carol and Charles went home. Yeah. And all of those that are shocked by that, please raise your hand. Also, in other dancing news, attention Derek Huff fans, you'll be happy to know he just signed a giant deal with ABC to develop programming until the end of time. The network says, quote, he's a force in every room he enters.
Strong feelings, don't you?
Should I share or should I just continue?
I think you should share.
No, he's a good guy. I'm just not, there are people don't like, you just don't like certain people on TV. There are people who don't like me. I get it. For whatever reason, I just don't get it. I don't get it.
It's don't get it. The Huffs in general, you're like, what is it?
Yeah. Now, if I had to choose, like if I was on an island, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
and I could pick one Huff to take with me.
Oh.
I would drown.
Just be all castaway. And take the volleyball.
I would just leave the island. I'd just go. I would literally yell shark just to be eaten. I would just leave. No. Next in the dish, here's something you rarely ever hear me say on the show. Green Bay Packers. Guess who picked this story? Ted.
Oh, shock.
Green Bay Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers has been on fire this season. I know. That last game was hot. And it comes after an off season when he did some house cleaning. After 2 years house cleaning, after 2 years, he and Danica Patrick called it quits. He joined the Pat
McAfee.
Thank you. McAfee show on YouTube and threw some shade. Shade he did at his ex. Look.
I have just a new and increased love of life. And I've made decisions and changes and habits that put me in a lot better headspace. And there's just a lot of things that have come together in my life over the last few months that have really been enjoyable and reminded me, given me perspective on life and in football to view things through the most positive lens I possibly can. And that's why I'm having so much fun. And it starts with love. And then surround yourself with people that you really enjoy. This show is...
There are things that have developed in my life recently, like my breakup, that has made me happy. Before Danica, he dated Olivia Munn. Now, diehard Packer fans, I see you out there, have long thought, and Ted is in this camp, that Aaron is best when he's single. Didn't they say that about Tony Romo as well from the Cowboys?
With Jessica Simpson?
And the fact that I knew that, the crew should clap at that. The fact that I knew that right off, that wasn't in the teleprompter, but wasn't it? Yeah, Tony Romo, they didn't like Jessica because they said that she cursed him.
I know. Well, during this interview, so a caller asked him this question, like, why are you doing better this season? And Pat McAfee, like, gets up and is like, yes. You can tell he knows where this is going, and he gets so excited. And then Rodgers lets all that spill. I have one thing to say about all this.
Please, thank goodness you do, because I don't watch sports. But yeah, go ahead.
Here we are again, blaming the woman for a man's inaccuracies.
Oh, I know she didn't, but she did, and I love that.
He's having a good year. Congratulations. He's a great football player, but let's not get hasty and blame the ladies when he can't play. That's his own problem.
Yeah, because
thank you.
It's not that if somebody can't balance a relationship and it's a career,
right,
it's on them. It's not the other person.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Olivia Munn and Danica Patrick, they're doing just fine on their own.
Yeah,
so.
Their careers are fine. Yeah. Isn't it about his inability to focus?
Thank you.
And I do not have a dog in this race, but I'm just saying,
right.
You know what I mean?
Right. And I mean, as a Vikings fan, I have no problems with Aaron Rodgers. He's a fantastic football player. But it's the idea that the fans love to blame all of his exes when he just can't play the game. Whose problem is that?
I mean, if I had my mic here, I'd go like this. But yeah, there we go. Oh, I'm sorry. I can barely hear anything because Ted is coughing in my ear so loud, I can't even hear. So I'm just going to read this. We have a lot more to come. We'll be back after this. Right after the break, Andy goes there. Yes, he does. Andy goes there. He asked Sharon Stone if she would ever consider replacing Kim Cattrall for a Sex and the City movie. Her answer, just ahead. Plus, we're taking you along to 2 new restaurants that's grabbing some buzz. Certic Sidebar and Wood-Fired Cantina. And Change of Heart. Speaking of Ted, oh my goodness. We had to show that video. Change of Heart, producer Ted does a 180 on a trashy reality show. Will we join him on Love Island? You'll find out when we come back. Back after this. Aaron Rodgers, I love you regardless. Well, I don't know.
How late did you guys stay, and who set up that big party you guys had that night?
Well, it was a two-parter, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because we had planned to have a much larger party because in Canada up until what's that? What's going?
I was just cleaning the house.
I see. In true 2020 fashion, the night before our Emmy party, the government had to minimize the party size in half, which meant that we had a last-minute uninvitation ceremony, which had to happen for our lovely crew, which we were so excited to share the night with.
Oh, no.
So it was a strange kind of vibe going into the evening.
And all because the numbers had spiked to 380 across the entire province.
Who made those phone calls to the people who were invited and then uninvited?
Not us.
I was...
Not us. I don't blame you, Dan. The cast of S Creek on Kimmel last night. Okay, can I just acknowledge the S Creek thing is just silly. You know what I mean?
I know.
Are you confused by it too, TV friends? Some shows say it, like the Today Show, they were rolling in it. You know what I mean? They said it, Al Roker must have said it 80 times, and it's probably not the best analogy to use. But anyway, but like our show, I'm afraid to say it, I don't want us to be shut down. You know what I mean? But it's hard to talk about a show. So that's why I'm going to refer to it as just S Creek, okay, guys?
Were they rolling in it?
They were rolling in it. More late night. Cynthia Nixon, Sarah Paulson, and Sharon Stone were on Andy Cohen last night. And Andy asked Sharon if she would ever consider playing Samantha if there was another Sex and the City movie. Look.
Anytime I could have an opportunity to work with Cynthia would be an honor to me.
I think Sharon would be, of course, totally amazing. Kim was incredibly great as Samantha. I think Sharon would totally make it her own. But I've also heard many people say, including Kim Cattrall herself, that if we were to have a different fourth woman, that maybe it would be a woman of color this time. And I think that would be amazing as well.
I think that's right.
Yes, but here's the deal. Here's my idea. Let me broker this.
Please.
Let me play peacemaker. I think there should be a fourth movie. Forget Kim Cattrall. Third, that's right. There was, let's do a third.
Uh-huh.
Let's forget about Kim Cattrall.
Yep.
Have Sharon Stone do it.
Yep.
And then redo Sex and the City. Do a reboot. The times have totally changed. There are new stories, new things to explore with women's sexuality. Do it with a whole different cast.
One could argue that's kind of what they did with Girls, or at least they tried to do. I know it's not the same. Oh my gosh, you're going to faint, pass out, faint.
Are you really comparing Girls to Sex and the City?
I'm saying I think that's what they tried to do. Can we go to the next story?
Jeff, I'm going to need her to leave. Just FYI.
Sorry.
Next in the dish. The fourth season of The Masked Singer debuts tonight on Fox. The season features a brand new crop of celebs and new costumes. Please welcome Broccoli, everybody. There's Baby Owls, The Sun, and Baby Alien, just to name a few. Well, to celebrate the new season, a new website lets you put yourself in a Masked Singer costume. So can I just tell you, when I walked in this morning at 5 o'clock, producer Jeff goes, "Are you done talking?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "I have to show you something." Jeff laughs maybe 13 times a year. This is one of his times that he laughed. Because look at what the computer-generated thing did to Kendall as the popcorn. Okay, I just need everybody I need everyone to go close to the TV and look at her demonic eyes, and they've managed to shrink your head. Okay? Now, if you think, now Kendall's still beautiful. If you want your kids to be scared, come to the TV and look at me. Okay. I didn't need you to laugh that hard, Kendall. Okay, again, get close to the TV. I mean this, everybody. Get real close to the TV. Here I am as the giraffe, and in that outfit, I am the gay giraffe. And look at my eyes. Look what they've done. Look at what they've done to my face. I mean, I've already had work done. This makes me look like I've had more work done. In my eyes, I look like I'm getting ready to off Linda Blair. You know what I mean? I look like a demon. Okay, so we didn't stop there. Since Kendall and I had to be embarrassed, we had to maskify the rest of the Jason Show team. Here's America's producer, Ted. And now, wait, and I haven't seen these yet. I wanted to wait for the show. Here's Ted as a snow owl. Look at this. Okay, that is perhaps one of the best things I've seen in 6 months. Okay, I want that as my screensaver. Everybody come to your TV and just take a picture of that. Just take a picture of that right now. Steve will leave it up. That is gorgeous. Okay, now here's Jeff, executive producer Jeff, as the crocodile.
It's like a Liberace.
He is a Liberace alligator. Look at that. Oh my, or alligator, or crocodile. This is the crocodile.
How can you tell?
Oh, well, there's a difference in their snout. But, oh my goodness, Jeff. You look so mean. Really, art imitating life. But anyway. Okay, now if you want to maskify yourself, go to, it's fun, go to maskyourself.fox. Did I get that right? Maskyourself.fox?
It is so funny. It's so fun, though. Like, give it to your dad. Oh, my goodness. Can you imagine? It'd be so funny.
It's unbelievable. Thank you to the crew. That was bravo to all of us. Ted as the snow owl is going to get me through some dark days. I'm just going to look at that every time. Hey, as we all know, the pandemic had a big impact on our summer plans. That's especially true for summer camps in Minnesota, including one special camp for children affected by HIV and AIDS. And it's something that means a great deal to me. Minnesota-based One Heartland hosts a camp every year for kids, but the camp was canceled because of the pandemic. And now they need your help to plan for the future. Joining us now is the executive director and admittedly a dear, dear friend of mine of One Heartland. It's Patrick Kindler. Hi, Patrick.
Hey, Jason. How are you?
I'm well. How are you, my friend?
Hanging in there.
Okay. Yeah, what exactly? I mean, Patrick, correct me if I'm wrong. It was one thing after another, right, buddy? I mean, you guys didn't you have a flood? I mean, kind of go through what it's been like for you.
Oh, over the years? Yeah. Last year we had a flood. 2 years ago we had a flood. And
Yeah.
you did a big fundraiser for us and helped us with that, which was amazing. We missed a couple weeks of camp when that happened. This year, however, COVID, we made the announcement pretty early, so we canceled in end of March, which helped us a little bit, but all of our rental groups canceled. A lot of our foundations that support us redirected their funds to COVID. And so we had, within just a few weeks, we lost over $700,000 in funding. And so we announced it and we were able to save on some of our expenses, but we did need to start a fundraising campaign. So I actually have good news because I think last time we spoke, we still had quite a bit to raise. We started a campaign in August to raise $350,000. Right now we have 5,000 left to raise, which is pretty amazing. Our donors, former campers, supporters have really come through and helped us raise the money we needed in order to make it till the summer of 2021. Yeah, so we have 5,000 left to raise in the next couple of weeks.
And Patrick, for people that don't know, and I said it quickly in the intro, if people are not familiar with One Heartland, I say, it's a camp for kids affected by HIV/AIDS, but it's so much more than that. Patrick, if you can, tell the folks what this camp means for these children.
Yeah, so we have one of our camps is our HIV/AIDS camp. We're also the largest camp for young people that identify as LGBTQ. And we are the only camp in Minnesota for homeless young people who are living in the shelters. And so for our campers, a lot of them are packing their bags months in advance. For a lot of them, this is the only vacation they get throughout the year. It's something they dream about all year long. It is the best week of their lives. And then, it was a terrible decision to have to make, to tell these kids that they can't come to camp. And these are the kids that needed that more than anything, and a lot of these kids are sitting, they didn't get to do anything this summer, as a lot of us didn't do, but.
Absolutely. I want to talk about quickly, we have about a minute left, the event this Saturday, but you were nice enough to invite me. I emceed an event a few years ago, and there was a phrase in there during that event that was said that changed. I already loved the organization, but I think you said it in your presentation. It's the one time of the year where these kids can just be kids and not think about how they are different. They can just be kids. And that's why just think about that, everyone. It's a week where they don't have to worry about being judged. Patrick, tell me about the event on this Saturday, my friend.
We had to postpone it because of COVID. It was our Over the Edge event. It will be rescheduled for next May or June, and it will be, it's where we belayed on the side of the Hyatt Regency in downtown Minneapolis. And there's more information on our website for that event. We also do have a gala coming up in December that you've hosted before.
Yes.
MC for us. It's going to be Harmar Superstar, and it's going to be a virtual holiday concert. So we'll have information on our website for that as well.
Go to their website to help. And if there are any corporations watching, as I always joke on the radio, all you rich people, if you can donate some money, do it. This is such a good cause. Patrick, thank you for joining us. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Jason. Have a good day.
You too. For more information, go to oneheartland.org. Oh, it's just, you watch the films and it'll break your heart. Still ahead, everybody, we're taking you to 2 new restaurants in the Twin Cities, plus one of the most talked about docs on Netflix, and it may have you rethinking your life on social media. Coming up, we're talking about the social dilemma. And then, in one of the biggest flip-flops in show history, producer Ted has changed his tune on a show he called Complete Trash. We'll be right back. Complete trash, and now he loves it.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day.
The boys of the Am House singing our brand new theme song. Make it a good day. Welcome back, everybody. We've all seen the difficulties facing the restaurant industry as the pandemic continues. But despite many restaurants closing, there are some new places actually opening up in the Twin Cities. I mentioned this at the top of the show last night. I got a chance to try the new Schitt's Sidebar in northeast Minneapolis. Schitt's has been a local liquor store legend for years. Here is some video. They joke that I picked the best table that they have. It opens up to Hennepin Avenue, which is fantastic. You'll see the giant door. There's that cheese tray that literally I saw Oprah floating in the air while I was eating it. Obviously, they have good cheese there. But you'll see right about here, you'll see it. The giant door opens up the window, and there's outside seating, which keeps it safe in these times. As you can see, people are wearing masks. And then I pan over, you'll see the fabulous bar. There's more seating on the other side. This has been rumored for years. They got rid of some of their retail area in Schitt's to put the restaurant and bar. I am not a Stephanie March. I'm not Stephanie Hansen. But in my opinion, home run. I had girls' night there. You've been to a girls' night with Jen and Lisa Lacourcier, my girls, and all of us. This was bing, 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 bing. Service was excellent. The food, they have burgers. We had a croque madame. There's great salads, great homemade hot honey cheese curds.
Ooh, girl.
That were probably some of the best cheese curds ever to go in this mouth. They had great cocktails. The service was great. Schitt's, sidebar, total winner. Total winner. Yeah.
Cool. I want to imagine, so it's on Hennepin that the big glass window is.
Yes,
So
opens
that's
up
where
onto
they
Hennepin.
Took things out.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's awesome. Another new restaurant is inside Keg and Case Market in St. Paul, inspired by the street foods of Southern California and Mexico. We got to look inside the new wood-fired cantina.
I think it's a great time for small restaurateurs to get into spaces that we probably couldn't have got into before the pandemic. Now we have opportunities when other folks had went out and frankly spent millions of dollars that we probably couldn't afford to do. So going into second generation spaces right now are opportunities we never had before. Really, that's what makes us different, is that big wood-fired oven and everything being cooked on wood. When you're charring peppers, charring tomatoes, charring meats, you just can't replicate that on a stove or in an oven. You can only get the taste of fire from fire. Most of our food has to cook for 12 hours, 14 hours. Salsas that sit for 24 hours. We really want those flavors to come through when you're trying them. We really want you to really enjoy that and be able to just really taste all of the love and effort that it took to create those. We've got tamales with roasted mussels, grilled oysters. We definitely have some amazing street tacos. We have some elotes corn that we do sweet as well as crunchy with like flaming hot Cheetos on it. We have these lava bowls that are about 1,000 degrees and just boiling hot soup for this winter, pozole, a lot of just very fun favorites. So we're standing in front of our tequila room. So we have about 38 different tequilas, mezcals. We have some that are a couple $1,000s a bottle, and then we have stuff that's $12 a bottle. You can come in this room and you can have small sippers. So if you wanted to try a $1,000 tequila instead of paying for that bottle, you can pay for a $20 sip of it and get that same experience, but not have to spend all the money on it. I think eating out is just such a social thing. Even for me, I say everything great in my life started over a meal. I met my wife in a restaurant. We got engaged in a restaurant. So I think people, just those memories that you create in your life, so much happens over food, over dinner. That's why it's so essential. It's just people coming together over a meal, especially in this world that we're living in, that you can sit down and different groups of people can break bread together and have a meal together is just so important. Oh my gosh, we have so much gratitude. One, for our staff, that they're willing to come back to work. None of this is possible without them. We have so much gratitude for the community that continues to support us and continues to come to our restaurants. We know there's lots of restaurants that are struggling right now. We know there's lots of people that are struggling right now. So just the fact that people trust us to come and feel safe and eat in our restaurants, work in our restaurants, means everything to us. And that's why they call it the service industry, the hospitality industry, is to be of service to others. When you wait on a table, when you cook food for others, that's a give back. That's our love language. So for us, it's just a natural part of what we do. And when we hear it all the time, how can you afford to do it? How can you not do it? For us, it's how can you afford not to do it? It's part of who we are and part of what we have to do. Yeah, they are also responsible. Brian's responsible for Hope Breakfast Bar,
which is a huge hit in St. Paul. And his partner in this is Justin Sutherland, our good friend from Top Chef, Handsome Hog fame, Obachin. Yeah, so good people behind it.
Good people, yeah. They just opened the Gnome, too. Well, reopened what used to be the Happy Gnome.
Yeah.
So now it's the Gnome.
So yeah, check it out. I've heard. I haven't personally been there myself. I'm looking forward to going. But he's right about food. You know, he's right about restaurants. And again, I can't say it enough. I mean, every industry has suffered. Restaurants have really suffered. Do what you can. Take out whatever to support local restaurants. We need them. They employ thousands of us. For more information, check out woodfiredcantina.com. Still ahead, everybody. Are you constantly refreshing your Facebook feed? Always checking Instagram? We'll talk about a new documentary. That explores why you are doing it and what's behind it when we come back. Back after this. Welcome back. Welcome back. Getting situated. We were singing a little super bass in the break there, a little dance party. Welcome back. It is one of the most talked about new documentaries available, focusing on social media. The Social Dilemma, everybody's talking about this, is on Netflix, and it looks at the impact Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and more are having on our daily lives, and now, no drama, on our soul. Look at this.
I was the co-inventor of the Facebook like button.
I was the president of Pinterest,
Google, Twitter, Instagram.
There were meaningful changes happening around the world because of these platforms. I think we were naive about the flip side of that coin.
We get rewarded by hearts, likes, thumbs up, and we conflate that with value and we conflate it with truth.
A whole generation is more anxious, more depressed.
I always felt like fundamentally it was a force for good. I don't know if I feel that way anymore.
Yeah, so many, as Oprah would call them, aha moments. That's part of the trailer for the movie, featuring interviews with people who created many of the social media functions that we all use on the regular. I have so many takeaways. You will have. I think one of my takeaways was spotlighted briefly in that trailer, and I'm going to paraphrase. One of the creators said, it's about 30 minutes in, he talks about how the likes culture and comments on a picture that you post has created a brittle popularity in all of us. We basically we base our self-esteem on how many likes we get, and we also we knock ourselves down if we don't get likes, if we're criticized. I know that personally, that I know thyself. I've been victim of that. I've done it to myself. I've looked at likes and gone, people don't like that. People don't like this. People don't like the hair. That stopped me in my tracks, that I'm allowing that to happen. You know what I mean? And there was another line in there that talks about, our information. When you hear people say, the websites, Facebook is selling your information. No, they're not. They're not. Why would they said it in this documentary. Why would they sell that? We are the product. Our behavior is the product. Getting us to change our behavior is a product. Let me give you an example. I obviously search a lot of Dallas stuff. So what pops up a lot? I create my own algorithm where I get ads for Time Life's Dallas series. So it isn't my data that's for sale. It is my behavior and the hope that my behavior changes based on social media. That scared me to death. You had another takeaway that I equally think is important.
Yeah, the big one for me was, we don't like to be sad on this show, but just the amount of teens and preteens that was suicide rates and depression. Like the little girl, you saw that clip where someone says her ears are big. Everyone says all these nice things after she's edited the junk out of her photo. And that's all she remembers. She goes and cries in the bathroom. And I'm like, can you imagine being a kid now?
No.
Oh my goodness, it was hard enough just going to school.
Well, Jeff and I talk about it all the time. We're the same age. I said, luckily for me, I always talk about my bullying. Luckily for me, the bullying stopped at 2:15. Right. Now it doesn't. No. You know what? It's 24 hours a day. And just the studies that have been done on the behavioral changes of young people based on social media. They're going outside less. They're communicating with friends less. They don't do things in groups as much as maybe my generation or even yours. It was so eye-opening. And again, I'm not trying to be Jason and overly dramatic. It was, my mouth opened wide several times going, wow.
Oh, yeah. I think in my generation, we started having none of that. And then in about 8th grade, they got AOL chat rooms. And then text messages, you had to pay per text when I was about 10th grade.
I remember that.
So it started right when I was hitting that age. And I remember a significant jump in how I felt about myself in those years. And it relates to that in this piece. It really does.
The Social Dilemma is available to stream now on Netflix. I think you're really going to enjoy it. That's a weird word to use, but you'll find it useful. Still ahead, everybody, changing his tune. Producer Ted has new thoughts on a reality show. Which one? Well, Love Island. Coming up, what he's saying about it now. Somebody's doing a 180. We'll be right back, everybody. Well. Welcome back. A month ago, producer Ted came on our little show and trashed Love Island. Didn't he, Kendall? Trashed it. He said it was garbage, America, and he couldn't watch it. Oh, what a few weeks will do. It appears our beloved Ted has, well, he's a flip-flopper. He's the flip-flopper on our staff. And before we get his take, here's a clip from the trash.
The islanders that's been coupled up the longest must share a passionate kiss with the person of their choice. Go. Go. Damn it, I didn't read that fast enough. Passionate kiss.
How long, though? How long? For how long?
Done. Just said passionate.
Maybe they'll lose for not being passionate.
I'm trying to imagine Connor having a passionate kiss over there. That's funny.
Go.
Okay, oh my god. When Connor kissed me, I feel like he was ready. He like bit me and all that, but I was just like, I wanted more. He just needs to like unleash and be like, okay, the real Connor's here, you know?
That is a clip from Super Spreader Island as the Villa, Love Island. As the Villa squared off against Casa Amor. As we mentioned before, he hated it at first, but has changed his tune and now is addicted. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for America Loves Ted. Joining us from the control room, not really, joining us from the cubby hole over there is producer Ted. Hi, Ted.
Good morning.
Well, I'm just going to Leslie stall it right here. I have very tough questions. Why the change of heart?
Well, yeah, I don't know what I was originally thinking, to be honest with you, because I didn't like it at first. And then here's the thing, it's every single night. And there's nothing else on during August. So I just found myself watching it and being like, I have to keep watching this.
What did you base your initial opinion on? How many episodes did you watch initially?
Probably about 2 or 3.
Okay.
3. But there are layers now. You have relationships, you have people who have dated each other, who now are dating someone else, and they're friends, and like they're looking at that person, and they're like, why is he dating her when he was dating me? Oh.
Ted, nachos can have layers and still be crap. Okay, tell us about Connor and Mackenzie. Who are these?
Oh, reality TV gold here. So Connor and Mackenzie originally coupled up. So that's what they call them. They couple up, and you see that bear in the background there.
Yeah.
So they were a couple, and then they split up the teams. The girls stayed in the villa, and the guys went to Casa Amor. And they brought in 5 new ladies, and they brought in 5 new girls. And well, Mackenzie went with another guy. He comes back, walks in with the bear. They're broken up. So then he moves on to Moira. And Moira's had like 3 boyfriends at this point. And he basically says, all right, we're coupled up now, but really I just want to get back together with Mackenzie, because at this point, Mackenzie, the guy that Mackenzie dumped him for, they've broken up.
Who is this that we're looking at right now? Is that Moira?
Moira.
Moira. Okay.
So she's dated about 5 guys.
Does she ever smile?
Not really.
Okay, I was just checking. Now, does this have like a competitive aspect to it? Because like Big Brother has challenges. Do they do like, what do they, yeah.
They do have challenges. And here's the thing. They have a winner. But the winner doesn't win anything. There's no point to, you win. During the challenge, you're basically like, how do we make out with each other? And then they make out, and they're like, okay, you had the most passionate kiss, you win. But they don't win anything.
Okay, but what happens, now you mentioned new people. How do they bring in new people, and what happens when they do bring in new blood?
Well, they bring in the new people, and then the new people try to woo them away, and they do so seductively. And, for example, last night we had a challenge. The challenge was you have to give the ladies a lap dance. And then the guys, the ladies had to give them a lap dance. And they were wearing heart rate monitors. So then they determined whose heart rate, who made your heart beat fastest, and it was never their couple.
This is on CBS, the network of the Mary Tyler Moore Show and MASH and Dallas and Magnum PI and now we have Super Spreader Island.
Couple, Love Island, and it's just coupling and recoupling and
we got to go. As you know, we got to go. You gave it 10 trash cans last time. What's your new rating?
Oh, that's still 10 trash cans, but I said that as it was a bad thing. This is a great thing.
Okay. There we go. Ted, everybody, representing a chunk of our audience. We'll be right back, everybody. Back after this. Very small joke. What are you doing, CBS? I Love Lucy. I mean, it's the home of I Love Lucy. Cronkite. What Walter Cronkite is rolling over in his grave because of Ted and Super Spreader Island.
Sunday mornings.
CBS Sunday morning. It's the home of the Mary Tyler Moore Show. Bob Newhart, Carol Burnett, and now we have the Kissy Face Island. Are you kidding me?
Sorry.
Hi. If you miss our show live, don't worry. There are thousands of ways to watch us, including this one. Full episodes are downloaded on our YouTube channel. Just search for The Jason Show on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button, please. I don't like to beg, but I will. And then hit that little bell, ding, because when you hit that, you will be reminded when we upload a new episode. That's right. We're going to take a break. We'll be back to wrap things up right after this. After MASH, Trapper John MD. The Andy Griffith Show, 60 Minutes, The Jeffersons, Maude.
I know. I'm gonna need you to put the phone down.
I know. I'm just saying. And we go from that great legacy of the Tiffany Network. CBS was the Tiffany Network, and now we have Ted's trash show on there, Love Island. Anyway.
Lots of sparkles.
Lots of sparkles. Mm-hmm. Welcome back to the show, everybody. I'm happy that you're here. I'm happy that Ted did that because now it just got me all worked up.
I know. He was so excited, though. I've never seen him do a review where he was that excited.
Yeah. Well, reading your comments on social media, people are loving you, Kendall, today because of your stance at the beginning of the broadcast on Aaron Rodgers. You are a new feminist hero. They're going to make little masks out of you because you have the stance of why blame the women in these relationships,
right.
Aaron Rodgers, Tony Romo, when it's the guy's lack of focus.
Right. Not our problem.
Yeah. You're a Viking. I thought you were a Packers fan. That's why.
No.
Oh, that's Shane.
That's
Shane was. That's right. Which always cracked me up because she's from Waka Waka, Washington. So I thought she might like the Seahawks. You know?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
I like the Seahawks sometimes because I like.
You like Russell.
I like Russell. Yeah. I enjoy him.
You like him and Sierra. Yep.
I like him.
Oh, okay. Well,
Just like him.
all right.
Tomorrow on the show, baby blogger and our good friend Melissa Sy is on the show, and we're checking in with our buddy Dax Holt. There we go. Thinking of all the shows. So that's going to do it for us. If you're watching and you're a kid that's being bullied, you go out there and be yourself because nobody can tell you're doing it wrong. Come on, everybody. Let's go turn off the on-air light. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Andy Griffith.